I'm scared of weights now, especially free weights. I was just thinking a second ago, man, I used to go like 5 wheels on this. I look back like, why? Somebody asked me, what would I tell my 30-year self? I didn't even know what bodybuilding was till I was 34. So 34, I would tell myself, don't do bodybuilding shows and don't take all that synthetic made in the lab. That's what I would tell myself. I would say stay lean, fit. You don't have to be looking like an oversized gorilla. Stay getting your money like you're doing, because I've always been a hustler. But yeah, overall, competing in bodybuilding is a regret. Even though I learned a lot, maybe natural bodybuilding. That's what I probably tell myself, do natural bodybuilding. Stay anti-roids, because I was a hater of juice heads. So I understand most people that watch that talk about it.
If anyone remembers Cali Muscle, he used to swear till he was blue in the face that he was natural. He used to swear down that his gains were made with prison workouts and eating something called top ramen, which is just a form of instant noodles. And he recently had a heart scare a few years ago.
Your boy, man, had a heart attack. For years, man, I had a problem with edema in my feet and ankles. And you know, I was younger, I didn't think much of it or whatever. But you know, people used to tell me that's a sign of heart failure or whatever. You know, of course, being a tough ass, you ignore people saying that.
And since then, he's came out and done a complete 180 on the whole steroid stance. He admitted and owned up to taking steroids, kind of like a Liver King situation, but instead of just getting your emails leaked and then confessing, Cali Muscle actually chose to confess after his heart scare, because he said this is something that he doesn't want other men to go through. For the sake of being a bit stronger in the gym and having a little bit more muscle, your health just isn't worth it. And I believe this is a great thing for the fitness industry, because back in the day, everyone used to claim natural, yet everyone was taking steroids secretly, because there was such a bad stigma attached to steroids. But then one by one, certain influencers started paving the way to talk openly about steroids. People like Boston Lloyd, people like Rich Piana, rest in peace to both of those gentlemen. But they kind of made it cool to talk about steroids. They were talking about taking gear before even any of the top pro bodybuilders were talking about taking gear. And we always knew that the top pro bodybuilders were on crazy amounts of stuff. So that really paved the way for being open about steroids. And then since TikTokers came about, a lot more people are open about the steroid use. It's pretty much praised if you're open about it. But now what I believe is we're starting to see the pendulum swing back, where we're getting these older generation bodybuilders come out and saying that they're regretting taking steroids, or they wouldn't advise anyone else to do it. Even look at content creators like Greg Doucette. He actually turned pro and built a really good physique, and now he is very anti-steroids unless you're trying to compete. And even then, is it worth it for a little plastic trophy? I remember when I first qualified as a personal trainer, and the handful of personal trainers who I knew were either going to compete or had competed in the past, and I felt like it was something that I needed to do to prove myself. But then once I built up a really big client base and I was earning 4 or 5 grand a month, helping normal everyday people build muscle naturally, get athletic, lose body fat and feel healthy and good about themselves, I realized, why do I need to compete? Clients don't care about that. It's only really other trainers who cared about it. I knew one personal trainer who was going in for the physique competition, and he was running Test, Tren, Anavar. I think he was even on Winstrol at one point, training twice a day on really low calories, absolutely destroying his health just to get lean and step on stage, because he wanted to get more clients, and he thought stepping on stage was going to help him do that. At the same time, he was losing clients because he was like a zombie and he wasn't present in his personal training sessions. So even for personal trainers, I don't think taking gear is worth it. I mean, you look at me, I'm not the biggest person in the city, I'm not super ripped, I'm not super jacked, yet I am one of the most successful personal trainers in the city over the last 12 years. You know why that is? Because I know my stuff and I cared about my clients.
I would say stay lean, fit. You don't have to be looking like an oversized gorilla.
He said stay lean, stay fit, don't turn into a big gorilla, and most importantly, stay natural. And that's coming from someone who's been there and done it. Always remember, it's extremely beneficial and advantageous in life to be in great shape, but you are not defined by how much muscle you have on your frame. Just because you're not massive and ripped and shredded at 21 years old like all these lads on TikTok doesn't mean that you're not going to get anywhere in life or you're not going to be respected. Get in good shape, but stay natural. Do you think this is a good thing that now bodybuilders are coming out and saying stay away from steroids? Or do you think it's a little bit hypocritical or contradictory? Comment down below, let me know what you think. Also, boys, as I've been saying in the last few videos, to go and check out my music channel. I've just released a new song today. All my music links are down below. And if you also want to build muscle naturally, check out the Natural Physique Academy. Hey, and UFC this weekend as well. I'm excited for it. I'll get back on those videos. I'm rooting for Pierre. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, boys.